It's about 20 degrees outside. And I'm debating whether I just want to put my hat on right now. And this little part of the house, this is what I call the cozy nook, which came from an article in Muncie magazine. I believe it was either in 1892 or 1912. I forget. I think it was 1892. That talked about a pipe, a book, a cozy nook, and it was like a guy poem. And this little bump out area in my kitchen bumps out onto the back deck. And I call it the cozy nook because it's an area that I sit in the morning, it's quiet, I get to watch the birds come, I watch the animals come up on the deck, the wild animals, and I have a nice time here, so it's the cozy nook. But it's not heated. The rest of the house is warm. This little area is much cooler because I have this wall of windows here and I have sliding glass doors there, so it's obviously not super insulated. And I want, when the sun comes up, I want the light, so I'm not putting heavy curtains up or anything like that. I might put some heavy insulated type window treatments up and then just open them up. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. I'm not even sure how long I'm going to be here because there's a possibility that I could be doing the daybreak show from a river or a beach in Florida. We're going to see how that works out. On my to-do list is to change my location. I can do the daybreak show from anywhere, and I have done it for a few years from wherever I happen to be traveling. But I'm looking to relocate and make my primary residence in Florida and let this be my secondary residence. I work out of 3 places. I work out of Central Florida, the Philadelphia area. I'm 4 miles outside of Philly, and I work out of New York. Just to give you a little background, some of you are like wondering where I'm at. When you see me here, I'm in the Philly area. Can you picture the one gal, men, can you picture the one gal in your life that you can describe as the raw flame, the live wire? She prays like a Roman with her eyes on fire. What is her first name? Put it in the comments down below. Who was the one girl in your life who was the raw flame and the live wire? You know who she is. You can't get her out of your head. You might be married to someone else for 30 years now, and you still remember the raw flame's name. You might have married the raw flame. You might have divorced the raw flame. Put it down below. Love to hear about it. And it doesn't have to be personally identifiable. Have you ever wanted to resign from something? Hate your job? I'm going to tell you how to resign. Like a man. You write your resignation letter. Type it, write it, whatever you want to do. Put it in an envelope. Lick it, seal it, put it in your drawer. Put it in the drawer for 2 weeks. Make a little reminder on your phone to alert you that it's there. Do your 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, if you still want to resign, take that letter out, submit it. Most likely, you won't want to resign. You know why? Because you will learn how to quickly eliminate emotions from your decision-making process. Most decisions to quit, that's it, I quit, are from emotions. And as the stable Stoic, if you're not, but you will be in 2019, as the stable Stoic, you make intellectual, rational decisions. Do that with most big decisions in your life when it comes to people, jobs, making moves. Don't do things based on emotions. As salespeople, we've been taught, and I teach this when I teach sales to people, People make decisions with their emotions, but later rationalize those decisions with their intellect. That's why salespeople say to you, how do you think you'll look in that car? How do you think you'll feel in that car? How do you think that'll make you feel? Right? People make decisions with their emotions, rationalize later with their intellect. So when it comes to quitting a job, write the letter, seal it up, put it away, 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, which will go by just like that anyways. If you still want to resign, submit the letter. Most likely, you will not want to quit. So, you are anti-shill, S-H-I-L-L. People saying, oh, they're shilling this or shilling that. Well, then turn off your television, turn off your radio, throw them out. Put them out on trash day. Burn every newspaper. Never look at another magazine again. Smash your PC and your smartphone now. How do you think anyone survives in this world? Everything in this world is monetized, including my channel is monetized. People purchase things down below in the sponsor area. It supports the work. Is it shilling? No. It's monetizing and supporting work. Everything. Nothing in life is free. Nothing. Nothing. If you know about anyone or anything, know this. It's deliberate and it's paid for. Somebody is paying for it somewhere, somehow. So enough with the broke-ass attitude about people shilling things. People sell to support things. Get rid of everything then, if you don't like it. Move out in the middle of nowhere. But it's funny. The people who are talking about people shilling things are actually reading about or watching those things on their smartphone or PC and getting sold every second of every day. That's the way life is. Accept it. Can you imagine if Bob Ross was alive today? What would he be saying? Let's just paint some happy chemtrails right here. Some of you people are like, what the heck are you talking about? I have a good number of conspiracy theorists. Conspiracy theorists are my favorite kind of people in the whole world. In the whole world. Man, if you're a conspiracy theorist, if you think there could possibly be UFOs, if you think that there possibly could be Bigfoot, Cthulhu, the Yeti, the Flat Earth, the Illuminati, if you think the New World Order, them, the government, then you're with me. Because I'm right there with you, man. I don't believe in all of that stuff. But you know what? I love the fact that the truth is out there. And truth tellers are the ones who get silenced. You know, in the medieval times, they used to take hot pokers. They would take like these tongs, make them red hot in fire, and then rip people's tongues out of their mouth. They never ever tore the tongues out of the mouths of liars, only truth tellers. In the same way, it's happening today. You can get kicked off of Twitter, YouTube, deplatformed, depersoned, not for lying. I could tell you all about the abominable snowman. Abominable snowman, the Yeti that comes here every night and terrorizes my family. Nothing will happen to my channel if I tell you the truth about what's really happening with the dollar bill, the Federal Reserve, the no population agenda, the Illuminati, the New World Order. And I start to reveal things that that the powers that be don't want me to hear. when I start talking about various social engineering agendas, I could be silenced. They only pull the tongues out of truth tellers, not liars. But the truth can never be deplatformed. Remember that. Your everlasting summer, you can see it fading fast, so you grab a piece of something that you think is going to last. You wouldn't know a diamond if you held it in your hand. The things you think are precious, I can't understand. Steely Dan, 1972. Just hanging around gutsy, risk-taking people is inspiring. I never grew or challenged myself by being with people who played it safe. Playing it safe is for the birds. That's how your 2019 is going to be described in 2020. He took risks. He took risks in 2019 and it paid off in 2020. Here we are almost at 2019. 2018 is behind us. Did you take risks this year? You didn't? And you're making the same amount or less money? You're still bitching about women or men or this or that or the government or taxes or things aren't right or people or we shouldn't be doing this or TV or CNN or Fox or MSNBC. You know the usual bullshit that people complain about. Trump did this. Obama did this. Shut up. Please, shut up. What are you doing for you? What are you doing for you? 2019 is the year that you get unstuck. Let's just make it happen. I work 3 jobs. I cut hair 3 days a week at a salon. I do on-camera work as a spokesperson. I have my show. I do this very, very small part of my life. I do interviews. I'm putting together a podcast now. And I do media training, which helps people look and sound good and be confident in front of the camera, because I did it for 30 years as a commercial actor. I have over 350 commercials. You might have seen me on TV. Like my most successful haircutting guest said to me, if you don't keep running, you get run over. That's what he told me. He says, you're busy. He says, I'm busy. If you don't keep running, you'll get run over. He made $27 million this year. My guest, the guy that I cut his hair once a month, he made $27 million. Do a calculator. Take out a calculator. See how much that is per month, per week, per day. What he makes per day. Get it down to the hour. Let's just say he works. I'm sure he works more than 40 hours. As a matter of fact, I know he does. He made $27 million this year, and the year is not even over with. I am a conscious capitalist. In other words, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm serving. I know the results of my capitalism. I don't want the end results of anything to be anyone hurt or disadvantaged. When I pass by you, I want you to be strengthened, not weakened. When I pass by you, when you watch me, I don't want you to be just entertained. I don't want to just tickle your ears. I want you to be challenged, feel like you have some more guts. I want you to lose weight, get healthy, think, wait, maybe I can do that. Maybe I can not be obese. Maybe I can do something about being diabetic or hypertensive. Maybe I can do that too. And it's not just survivor bias. It's literally inspiration to do something. I heard this the other day in the store. You gonna play the Mega Millions on Friday? Person number 2 said, nah, it's only 15 million. Can you imagine someone saying that? I actually heard people say, I don't play the Mega Millions or the Powerball until it's at least 300 million. Literally. Nah, it's only 15 million. The government will take half of that, so that's 7.5 million. Nah, you only get 7.5 million. Blows my mind. I think it's funny. What do you call a blockchain millionaire? A crypt keeper. That's my joke. Or I guess it would be a crypto keeper, right? Walking will get rid of your man belly before you know it. Walking. Think about this. Walking. It's your goal when you're one. Your mom and dad say, come on, you can do it. They set you up on your 2 feet. You take a couple steps, then you fall. It's your goal when you're one. It's your goal when you're 90. Walking. If you have surgery, what do the doctors tell you now? They say, get bed rest, but we want to get you up and walking. You have a date? One of the best ways to relieve anxiety, if you're going on a date, a first date, is to walk. You're on a lunch break, you've been sitting down all day, you go to lunch. Do you want to just sit and eat a sandwich and drink a milk or a soda or a tea? No, you want to go out and walk. 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 Your body loves walking. It's your goal when you're one. It's your goal when you're 90. The worst news that you're going to hear in your lifetime is that you can no longer walk. So get out and walk. Would you rather live on the ocean or on a river? 50% said on the ocean, 50% said on the river. That's 252 votes. Two people, a man and a woman, same topic, two different opinions. Nobody totally agrees with the other, and one keeps quiet in order to keep the peace. That boils down to insecurity and fear. Why? Because they think that if they express their opinion about something, the other person will get mad, and that other person controls them with disapproval and or anger. 2 decades as a therapist and teaching psychology in several colleges taught me that. I observed it with my own eyes. When I take couples into the therapy office and they were speaking about their marriages, and I would say to the man, say to the woman, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your marriage? She would say a 6. She would think a 6. Quiet. Take a few seconds to answer. I'd say to the man, separately, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate your marriage? He says, 8.5 to 9.5. But he would say it fast. Why is that? Why is it that there's such a disparity between the two? Interesting, right? When men leave a marriage, they leave it impulsively. That's it, I'm done with this marriage. When women leave, by the time a woman leaves, she's been thinking about it for months, maybe even years. And the man is always blindsided. I'm not interpreting that in any way. That's a fact. And again, I'll leave with this about relationship fasting. Do not deprive one another except by agreement for a limited time, that you might devote yourselves to prayer and then come together again so that Satan may not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. And then from a non-Christian point of view, let there be spaces in your togetherness. Interesting, right? Giving each other breathing space. Let's read from the blog real quick. I am going to Gettysburg this weekend. and soak in some history. I watched the movie Gettysburg, Gods and Generals, and some of the Gettysburg PBS series. And then I pointed and clicked for hours and hours and hours on the topics of the United States Civil War. What I came away with was this: the Union and the Confederacy both thought they were doing God's will. One was right, one was wrong. Both were sincere. Both were very sincere in their fighting. But sincerity is not the criteria for an issue to prevail or an election to be won. Think about it. When I look at the letters, and when you go to Gettysburg, and I have not been to other battlefields. When you go to the museum and you look at the letters that were found in dead soldiers' pockets that they were sending to their girlfriends, their fiancés, their wives, those men did not even know why they were fighting. If you ask anyone today, they say, oh, the Civil War was to free the slaves. Did you know there was about 15 different reasons why the Civil War was fought? Freeing slaves was one of the smallest reasons, but you've been taught, oh, it was all about color. It wasn't about color. That might have been one of the reasons. President Lincoln tried to get Robert E. Lee first to lead the North into the South and bring the states back into the Union when the Confederacy left. Think about this now. Robert E. Lee said, I never thought in my whole life that I'd see a president form an army against its own country. Blows my mind. More men were killed in the United States Civil War than were killed in Vietnam. 650,000. They didn't even know why they were fighting. Young men. In the South today, if you're from the South, you know this. Up here, where I live, and where I'm from, we call it the Civil War in the South. You know what they call it? The War of Northern Aggression. Because complete farms were destroyed. And there were nothing but moms and wives and sisters left. That was rough. That was real rough. Think about it. There were many slaves that were freed, and this is a fact, that decided to stay on as employees on the plantations and on the farms and be paid, because it was no longer legal to have slaves, because they said it's better for me to stay here than to wander out. And they stayed. Everything that you've been taught about the Civil War was wrong. Everything. Everything, everything. Just like everything that's happening in the world today, several years from now, people are going to be told something completely different. But we didn't have the 24-hour news cycle like we have now. Right now, the lies about the Civil War, it took decades for those lies to come out. Now, with the way that we know when something's happening in Lebanon, in Paris, in London, in Chicago, in New York, we find out in seconds. So it doesn't take decades for lies to be disseminated to the masses. It takes only seconds for you to hear a lie and why something is being done, or why somebody's being overthrown, or why something is being protested. Lies now travel at the speed of sound. Whew. And with that, we're going to end. You're going to finish your coffee. You're going to go attack your day. I'm going to go pump some iron. I'm going to do 25 pull-ups by March 20th, by the first day of spring. I haven't done that since I was probably 20 years old. It's time to hit the gym. Don't wait till January 1st to hit the gym or start exercising. 2019 is the year that you get unstuck. I got a couple interviews popping this week. I'll be putting them on this channel that you're going to love. One is going to be a interview with my friend Richard Cooper from the channel Entrepreneurs in Cars. I'll put a link for it down below. Richard can set you straight. If you're a guy, he's going to tell you some truths that you don't want to hear. Remember what I said the other day when I was walking? If you're laughing and smiling and agreeing and shaking your head in agreement, I'm probably sharing an idea or a concept. If you're angry, find your hand going into a fist and want to turn off this channel, it's probably the truth. Truth hurts. So until tomorrow, what are you doing today to be the highest and best version of yourself? I'll chat with you tomorrow. Go live a most excellent life today. See ya.